This is Sketchworks NewsBrake. The news stops here. I'm not Brian Troxel. I'm Tim Millard. Brian is out this week. I presume that he is either still saying hi to your mom, wink wink nudge nudge, or perhaps more accurately, he is still cleaning cat hair off himself from last week's episode. Much of Louisiana is in shambles due to Hurricane Ida. The storm knocked out power along the coast, and it could be out for as many as 6 weeks. Or if you listen to the people who dispute vaccines and election results and other rational things, this is all just a false flag operation caused by the government, big pharma, and big meteorology. Laugh all you want. There's probably some knucklehead out there right now who is strapping an AR-15 to his chest so he can go outside and shoot the clouds. In self-defense, of course. The Taliban took time out from all of its killing to announce that it is banning music and forcing women to travel only with men. If you overlook murder, terrorism, and misogyny, it sounds like Afghanistan is just going to turn into that town from Footloose. In which case, the U.S. military plans to call in a strategic Kevin Bacon airstrike. President Joe Biden is being criticized for appearing to look at his watch while attending a ceremony to honor the 13 military service members killed in Afghanistan. In the president's defense, he was checking his watch to see how much time he had left to make it to Denny's in time for the early bird special. As some people will do just about anything for a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity. And now for something new at Sketchworks NewsBrake, the Yard Report. Here's Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent, Allie O'Neill.
It's too hot out here!
Looking good, Allie. We'll see you later in the newscast. Delta Airlines says it will make its employees pay an additional $200 a month in health insurance if they are not vaccinated against COVID-19. In related news, Spirit Airlines plans to charge its employees an additional $200 a month in health insurance simply for breathing. And speaking of Delta Airlines, the airline's CEO really does not want to refer to the COVID-19 variant by its given name, Delta.
I don't refer to the official variant name. If anything, I call it the darn variant.
He actually calls it, I gotta look at the script on this, the B16172 variant, which makes sense if you're a science nerd. Though I will give him credit. At least he didn't call it the Spirit Airlines variant. By the way, if you think that we get paid every time we dunk on Spirit Airlines, you're wrong. But if you want to pay us, go to patreon.com/sketchworkscomedy to become a monthly subscriber like Susan Scher, or to donate any amount of money. Let me break it down for you. Any amount of money that you donate will help Sketchworks Comedy produce independent comedy for people of all ages, people of all genders, people of whatever you want to call it. With the way things are going in the world these days, I think you'll agree that laughter may be the one thing that unites each and every one of us. Also, if you remember last week, Brian said he was not going to be here if people donated. So take this as a polite sign to make it rain, and make it rain hard. Pharmacy chain CVS is mandating most of its employees get the COVID-19 vaccine. Those who refuse will be forced to read an entire CVS receipt. Yikes. Hey, did you get enough COVID jokes? Because got another one right here. North Carolina's health department reports unvaccinated people are 15 times more likely to die from COVID-19 than people who are vaccinated. They're also 15 times more likely to tell you that's not true. You may not know Spencer Eldon's name, but you've probably seen his penis, which we have tastefully blurred out. He's the man who, as a baby, appeared nude on the cover of Nirvana's 1991 album, Nevermind. Eldon is suing the band because after all this time, he suddenly realized that the album cover to him is an example of child pornography. I guess you could say Eldon is still a baby chasing after that dollar. In related news, Weird Al Yankovic plans to sue himself for appearing nude on the cover of his 1992 album, Off the Deep End. A classic, if you will. Let's go back to Sketchworks NewsBrake correspondent Allie O'Neill for an update on the yard report.
This hill's so steep. Why did I buy so much land?
Be thankful you can actually buy land, Allie. With today's rising property values and home prices and everything like that, it's getting harder and harder for ordinary people like me to actually afford a home. One of the goals of living in this society, one of the dreams of so many people, it's getting unattainable. Makes me feel like an idiot for no longer selling illegal narcotics at a high profit margin to anyone who's willing to pay. Oh well. I should be like this guy. This lucky man won $1 million in the Virginia lottery. Michael Warsham, he won $2.5 million 7 years ago. And yes, he's single. If I made that much money in the lottery, I would make that face too. You do you, Mike. You do you. A Texas woman who ditched her day job now makes $1,000 a week by dumpster diving. She says the money's good, but unfortunately the benefits are trash. Hopefully her health insurance includes free tetanus shots. The U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service says it will no longer require artists to use a hunting motif in their entries for the annual federal duck stamp contest. They will, however, get bonus points if they use that dog from Nintendo's Duck Hunt. Oh God, that still pisses me off. And that does it for this week's Sketchworks NewsBrake. Brian will presumably be back next week. Or maybe he won't. How am I supposed to know? I'm Tim Millard. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again next week.